Good morning. This particular video is a conceptual video which talks about the concept of stationarity and non-stationarity. So on the left hand side we can see the stationarity and its different parts. On the right hand side we can see non-stationarity and its different attributes. So let's go one by one. What is a stationary time series? So there are some attributes of stationary time series. The first is mean reverting. So time series is a series that changes with time. It could be stock market closing, it could be rainfall, it could be snowfall, it could be currency closing, it could be commodity closing, etc. etc. In all those cases, we have seen that the moment, suppose a stock market starts at $100 in the morning and the average or the mean of the stock market is around $90, then when the stock market goes away from that mean, say suppose $130, the stock market has a tendency to come back to that $90. That tendency to come back to the mean is called mean reverting tendency. Similarly, suppose the market is down to $60 but the mean is $90, then there is a tendency again to come back from the negative to positive. So in both cases, what happens? Whether it goes away on the upper side, that is on the positive side, or away on the negative side, it comes closer to the mean. While on the other hand, a mean shifting process or a non-stationary process, its statistical properties change over time. What are the statistical properties? Mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation, they change with time. So it goes away from the mean, away either on the positive side or on the negative side. It does not come back. So a stationary time series is like an elastic band. So think of an elastic band. If you stretch the elastic band to a limit, when you release the elastic band from there, it comes back to the original position. May not be exactly to the original position, but pretty close to the original position. But for a non-elastic material, if you try to stretch it, first of all, stretching will be very difficult. But even if you put a lot of pressure and stretch it, it despite you release the pressure, it never comes back to the original position. So that is the concept of mean shifting process or a non-stationary time series. So stationary time series ideally is having constant mean and variance, whereas non-stationary time series, as I told you, is having statistical parameters or properties which change with time. Non-stationary time series, since it goes away from the mean in a particular direction, either upside or downside, so obviously it has got a trend. And stationary do not have a trend because it changes the trend. It goes away, comes back, again goes away, again comes back. Going away and coming back could be from positive side to negative side or also from negative side to positive side. That is from 60 to 90 or from 130 to 90. 90 is the mean. So stationary time series is a oscillating time series. It oscillates like a pendulum. So since it oscillates, it is easy to predict because it comes back to a same position after a certain time lapse. So the predictability is high on a stationary time series. On the contrary, in a non-stationary time series, the predictability is low because it is in one direction it goes and that direction takes it away, completely away. Since it takes it completely away, so it is difficult to predict. So it is not predictable or less predictable, I must say. I should not say not predictable completely, less predictable. This last part I will not discuss in this video. I'm just going to give a brief point. Later we are going to learn something called ADF, RADF, SADF, and possibly GSADF. So these are different variants of identifying the stationarity. These are different tests to identify the stationarity. We will be using eViews software for that. When we do this, it actually stationarity test indicates another interesting thing. Stationarity test indicates that roots of an explosive bubble is there, and non-stationary means that bubble is absent. So the pro of the stationarity test is that it is predictable. The con is it has got roots of explosive bubble. In sound theory in physics, there is a very interesting concept. The concept is of resonance. Resonance means when, suppose I'll give you a story to finish the video, which will give you a fair idea of this roots of explosive bubble. So during Second World War, World War II, sometime around 1944, there was a small river in Thailand. The river's name is River Kwai, Kwai, Kwai. There was a bridge. Soldiers made a bridge, temporary bridge on that river. When the Allied soldiers were marching on that bridge, since it was a temporary bridge, the bridge also had a oscillating power. The bridge also used to oscillate. Unfortunately, soldiers all marched. The frequency of the soldiers marching matched with the frequency of the bridge's oscillation. And if those two frequencies match, what happens is called resonance. Resonance means the amplitude of the movement is extremely high suddenly. And that leads to a concept called bubble. Bubble means sudden high level of amplitude in almost no time. So bubble has two parameters. One is the extreme height of amplitude in both the sides, positive as well as negative. The second component is no time, means very quickly it happens. And that bridge got ruptured and all the soldiers went down and all of them died. It's a real life story. On that, there was a movie made by some famous directors in Hollywood. The movie's name was Bridge on the River Kwai. So coming back to the explosive bubble, whenever the frequencies match, the amplitude is the, so for the non-science students, let me tell you what is the amplitude. Amplitude means, suppose $90 is the mean and the stock is oscillating between $130 and suppose $60. Suddenly, if because of some reason, if that $130 becomes $200 and that $60 becomes $20, all on a sudden, very fast, that's a bubble. So when it happens on the positive side, it's called positive bubble. When it happens on the negative side, it's called negative bubble. So suddenly the divergence from the mean, on both positive as well as negative side increases rapidly by many folds. And I'm again and again saying suddenly, means the time of this whole thing is pretty less. So this is very interesting. The last part of stationarity of time series, we will understand these two when we calculate this bubble using these tests. So stationarity is quite common, and in certain cases also non-stationarity is also quite common. We have to identify the positives of both, and we have to identify also the negatives of both. Thank you for listening.